Welcome to Loleventvods. These are the best highlights of today's LEC 2025 matchup.
I mean, Loopy's going to have to get some uptime on that wall. That's what I'll say is a positive. I'm going to talk about. There was something we introed to as well, as Isma heads towards top side. I might even hold on that thought as he's thinking about it.
Yeah, Rahel burnt the barrier to keep the trade at least somewhat even, but I don't think you can really go for the dive here, especially level 3 just hit by both. They're pretty healthy. Good ward from Paris to spot out this potential dive as well.
There is also a cleanse available in this lane. They look for the damage and the turn as 4 members are going to show up with the teleport. Rika at level 4, extra damage, healed burned early. The crash down under turret, a little bit messy, but Loopy flashes out. It's a trade for now. Turret ramping up onto Rika, but he will not take the third shot, so it is a 2-for-1 in favor of SK.
So you end up getting the kill. The Void Groups as they spawn, like you see here.
That's what we missed.
Yeah, so Isma didn't walk out, reset on a ward, so Nuke hits the accelerated shock blast here. But they don't realize they're on the ward, so Isma gets interrupted. And then I think they stop to try and save Isma, but then doesn't realize that 113's in the area. So Rika ends up dying then to the Nidalee. Now you've also got Rahel who's been chased down, so Rahel has to flash on the play as well. So when you start to...
good. The thing we haven't talked about is how well Rumble does into the Cassante lane. Yeah. And why a lot of the time when you're first picking Cassante, you ban away this Rumble, as Nuke might be in a bit of trouble. Will Win become Lightning or just a bit of a farce here? He's tagged, he's hit on the back, but you can still get the Shock Blast to get the push in and eventually reset this wave. Because Dagda, irrelevant. I mean, he's
113 has just hit level 6 as well. And we just said, hang on, you can't really go for this, Isma. Like, I think, well, they've moved the Brahmin towards mid lane, so maybe just the fact that they have the map movement here. But if I was BDS, I would have 100% been contesting this. Yeah. I think you're in a good spot with the move you already had for Ice to set up on the mid lane and then rotate across. But instead now, it looks like they're just going to try and drift over the Dragon. But the fact that SK get this when they have I don't think you really need like consistent TPS when Rumble and Jace are already there.
I'm worried about Cassante at the very least. We can talk about that in a second. Isma's walking into a trap. He has audaciously charged this one, but even in a 1v1, how does it go? He's looking for the next knock-up. He flashes away, but to the other side of the map. Why flash is the big question. And now Rika's just once again tried to help his jungler. Second time around, Dagda, that Rika's walked into trouble because Isma's been hurt.
Though, I think it's just lacking a clear identity or clear way of how they want to try and play out the game. Because you can see, like, they go for the dive on top, but Isma going over aggressive then gets caught out. Isma trying to take the aggressive path in mid gets caught out as well. Yeah. And you've kind of got these... sure, they've played before, but they are still new-ish to the LEC, trying to cover for them, and they're getting caught out when a player with a bit more veterancy would just say, hey, look, you're dead. I'm going to leave you to it. True. So I think it's kind of like one thing goes wrong, and everyone jumps in to try to save the sinking ship instead of just going for the lifeboats. And I think that's kind of what the problem with SK is in a lot of situations. Yeah. The good news is, though, they're actually doing relatively well when it comes to objectives. They are. So, like, 3... Oh, hang on.
But where does it go from here? Chains of Corruption lands down, Ice gets in the circle, and you know what? That's going to be hard for Isma, because even though he gets the objective, he's giving more and more gold over, and Dagda, I'm seeing all red all the time here for BDS in the early game.
Yeah, it's looking pretty spot on for BDS in the early stages. The objective control is a see a world where if they lose this game, yes, there are outcomes that make them exist in playoffs. Yep. I just don't see those outcomes as very likely, especially when they have to try and beat Fnatic, and they haven't picked up a win against any other team in the league.
And in this best of one as well, we talk about gold. We also talk about the Grubs going over to BDS. So there's one objective for them in the game is SK's old top laner on a bit of an island here, so Paris needs to help out. He's level 6 now, though, as well, as the fight over the Grubs might go even further. Ice is coming in, and BDS are about to encapsulate this whole bottom side of the river with a TP as well. Chains of Corruption, Ice. The Equalizer, SK are isolated and outnumbered, outmatched. Isma is doing a bit of work, but once again, he's going to be the first to drop. 4 deaths on the jungler, and BDS are taking him like a fly.
That's the flashes you like to see from Ice. Manages to just clip Isma. Now, Loopy stuck underneath tower. I don't think they can run out from this. Rahel has barrier, you have heal, but can you survive? It looks like BDS aren't going to try and fully commit to this, though.
Or they just keep throwing spears. You know what's even funnier, Dak?
Playing off of mid, into jungle vision, into that bottom side was excellent, and now GiantX trying desperately to do something.
There's that Equalizer under turret range. He's going to be alled out. Irrelevant's close to dying, but they've run out. That's the spell weaving that Rika's now gone through as Isma's coming up as well. Wind becomes lightning. Paris is here to defend. Good sidestep. You're not going to get the harpoon, but he's under turret again, so Isma's going to take damage. Magnetstorm draws him back in. He flashes the wind, does again, but with the ignite down, it's close to being a trade. Paris thinking about a remount. Gravity Field, Shattering Strike, and the support gets it done. SK are defending their lives in mid after a ultimate from Ice is sent out. But
Poke,
a one.
you got the Nidalee poke. These are not your friends. So if you're in this position, it's great for BDS. So now you're probably going to have to look for it yet.
There's Arrow, Chain of Corruption. Okay, finally using their one tool. Ice almost trades it out. He flashes away onto Rahel. The auto forces the barrier. That's good. SK getting run into now as well, and there's an opportunity as Rika's now joined up. The poke landing though is 1-1-3, and Rika having it out in melee range. Paris is here. Shattering Strike forces the flash from Rika. SK in a 3 versus 3, but they need to get in. Poke lands, and oh no, what a surprise! Flash away as BDS's jungler. He's getting poked out too. He's burning down, but he's still not dead, and nukes another element from the skies. BDS, it looked like they lost that
top
back.
gone. Tier 2 bot under a lot of pressure, and now you're about to lose your tier 1 mid.
That's an easy charge. Almost able to step up. Isma is the one who steps up for SK. Nuke is now joined in. Loopy's got the wall up. There's no turret to sit on now as well. That arrow being down. Shock Blast dodge, but Loopy is now front line. Magnet Storm easy as that, and SK are dropping like flies. Isma gets an ulti off, but now that Irrelevant's here against his old team, he's laughing at him as he goes golden as well. BDS, all they have to do is land the poke, but now GiantX is here without the backline damage. Dagda, it just keeps hurting watching these fights play out as SK can't get a single recipient outside of Paris who ran to them.
Yeah, it's support for support, but it's BDS with the health bars at the end of it, which means more objectives for them. And again, they're winning out on map states, so it's just so difficult for SK. They really needed to have further engage coming from that support role if they were hoping to do anything.
Dragon down. 5k gold lead, by the way. Dagda by my... Yay, turret. Okay, now Atakan time. And at least they have on hit for BDS, so it's going to go a little faster. Isma's trying to poke his head up. But 1-1-3 and Nuke, they're not even there. They just keep fishing out. And SK, as they slowly group up, look at the vision control that they have to walk through as a deep TP comes through from SK.
Yeah, they're trying to see if they can set up, but I don't know if you can really catch this. GiantX needs to get on towards a key carry here and shove them into SK, but
right.
Relevant's playing keep away.
And they're going to turn for the fight. They've got a GA now available as well for BDS. They're grouped as 5. Isma's going to go in. Good Shattering Strike, and at least SK get to walk into the enemy this time, but a Magnet Storm from hell draws them all in. And at melee range, GiantX now doesn't want to be there. Nuke goes over the wall and batters them down. Thor's hammer right in the face as Isma gets a little bit of taste of Valhalla as well. BDS is still the ones standing, and they're the ones who look like they entered it, Dagda. I cannot express this enough.
Some sort of miracles throughout.
Quick reminder for everyone at home. Inner turret went down mid, inner turret went down bot. It's not even a Baron, it's just a GA at the Khan. And now in mid, the minion wave's going to strike through. Rahel just got chunked by a shock blast. Chains of Corruption are down, but SK have 4 members at half HP. The arrow, that's their engage tool, and it's down. Shock blast again. This time Rika gets it to the face, and BDS just playing. I mean, it does really feel. I used to play this game called Ghost Online. It went in the bin, right? Went in the bin. But you'd sit there and you'd AFK, you'd just fish because it dial-up back then.
Yeah.
So I'd unplug the phone just to play RuneScape. Now, I don't know where this comes into the analogy of...
that people these days don't know what dial-up is.
It's crazy. Oh my god, that equalizer. Not too bad, but Rika is cooked. Yes, he is. Nuke, he did it again. Oh, that's a bit of dynamite. 5 members of BDS, very healthy. It's Baron time.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I think this is the... Oh, no, never mind. Paris healed. It's the only bit of damage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Nuke's going to solo. Loopy's up next. Who doesn't know what dial-up is, Dagda is? Loopy is going to get a bit of help from the enchant across the arrow, but Nuke just sidesteps it, and away he goes. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think that maybe SK are still playing on dial-up because that arrow was a little late. Okay,
yep.
Save. Or hell flashes.
Good flash.
They're trying here.
GiantX is here. Yay. Oh, no. Irrelevance damage also hurts. Good flip back. Okay, shut down. But it is 10.5k gold lead.
They won the 2v like Dragon WinCon.
Nah.
You just instead go for turrets and use the Baron before you can.
Irrelevant. Can he solo kill GiantX? Well, it won't be a solo kill. There's an all-out, but Resistance are now gone. He's overheating a bit. And Irrelevant versus GiantX has some, nice story to it, but it won't really matter here as he tries to fry down GiantX. He'll get flipped back, and there's another kill. Okay, SK fans, kind of be happy. I'm going to be honest, guys. You're going to need about 20 more of them.
Yeah, and a lot more, but again, I think for BDS, they still get
Out
the
of
Dragon.
turret that's been sitting there for 28 minutes of the game. Arrow comes through onto ice, instant cleanse away again. Here's Nuke, by the way, one of the biggest devils on the team as Isma jumps into him, but how easy is that going to be as his ult comes off cooldown? Chains Corruption as well is spreading like the plague. Loopy, meanwhile, sets up the door, but now it's wide open. Oh no. I see a teleport Dagda. It's irrelevant. And he's got a bone to pick with his old roster.
Oh my God.
He lays down the carpet and it's brand new. Take your shoes off because BDS are coming in. And once that door's down yet again, all they need to do is stamp their way to the kitchen because they're eating dinner early tonight.
BDS just walk over them. They say, thank you very much. We'll take the base. We'll take the game. And we'll take your chances of playoffs out of your own hands.
It looks so rough. As Dagda said, only 2 wins accountable now. SK, it does feel, and it looks like this was their chance, but it has been beaten down every single portion of this game. Starting in the draft, BDS on 3 will knock down SK to open up their last week of regular season.
The two lads trying to figure out if they're going for the handshake or the hand five or if they're going for the fist bump, but engages off to really set themselves up
I think
for
it's his
the
best
place
performance,
from
yeah.
his, especially when they're playing. Fully believe in this team to take over. I want to see that clean early game that they can then snowball into those great team fights and leverage that.
Which might come from this because Oscarinen's baiting that it is a solo lane top lane, but Mickey and Upset are sitting here waiting. How sus is Lot? Is he like, hang on a minute, bot hasn't shown.
Well,
nice, really smart from Lot.
I do think there was about 15 missing pings on the bottom side there, so I think they knew something was up and available. But yeah, I mean, not trading nicely, knowing that Mickey can't really do anything. So they're looking for this very quick dive from Fnatic, but I don't know if they're going to be in a position to go for it before the the Alistair gets there.
Razork flashes immediately. Well, it doesn't matter because he gets a Bramble Smash, Shield of Durant, and Lot's just dead. Great combo, and Fnatic not afraid to pull the trigger.
Yeah, fantastic read from Fnatic, but do we get something? I mean, Upset's been insane. The death's kind of highlighted as Noah going to get
great kiting.
taps.
Hang on a minute.
Wait.
Noah just E'd. Ooh, yo. But I guess Oscarinen, long cooldowns early on Ambessa. Don't get your hopes up here as he's on a ward. He's still quite low. He's got the pot ticking, but GiantX have support. This was what was called the problem. That's Noah who now needs to get forward and get his arcane chip, but he won't flash for the Q. So Oscarinen out with his own flash.
Yeah, but now the Razork's on the top side.
Good interrupt.
GiantX needs to get out of here.
Upset has Berserker Greed. He's going to get that second skin passive immediately, and Razork now trying to zone out. Is going to pick a target onto Jun, who flashes away, but enables Bramble Smash, and one person's dying here. Who's it going to be as Mickey steps up, goes forward, can't get the trade kill, Upset with a second skin, and let's...
A potential play on towards the Jace again, so they're going to try and look for Jace. They're moving Jun down to answer for this, but now Razork spots him. Doesn't have any cooldowns, just use them on towards the Krug, so it will just be Lot trying to pick up a fairly big wave under tower, but I don't know if he's going to be allowed to.
It's a big question, isn't it? I mean, Razork, how are we the XP bar? He's only just hit level 5, so nothing to talk about with the ulti as the poke's already come through. His flash is being reminded by Dagda here as a twisted advance is what I'm waiting for. He Bramble Smashes, looking to juggle aggro. There's the engage. Mickey takes it. Razork tanks it and now tries to get away and does so. Onto the minion, by the way. So that's an easy juggle. It's a double that goes to Mickey. But hard work deserves a hard reward.
Look, bot lane is about the tool. Barely messes it up, so you don't get the CC long enough to follow through. Good
buffer. Oscarinen now looking for his path out, but is he in trouble? Good trample as well from Jun, and all they need is a shot. And there you go. Problem becomes the solution for the GX2. As out of the way from Hun Summer and Igna, we look at Mickey X, who, again, already mentioned, quite tanky. He's going to help up with Dragon as Fnatic take this and balance out the first objectives of the game. Grub's already taken by GX earlier on, but now Dragon's going to drop. Closer can't get in there, even with his ulti. Fnatic are now at this point as well, Oscarinen cooldowns aren't actually as much as they used to be.
You also don't have the level 6 for Jun. They need one more wave for that. So, yeah, Mickey now going to try and stop him from moving in.
Sidestep, really nice. Shield of Duran slows down the play, and Oscar spotting this out. I mean, they're still turning it into a dive. There's a big minion wave here to deny. Oscar's going to try and get it as he tries to survive as well. There's the ulti and lands all the way to closer. Mickey's here to help out. Oscar flashes away, but solar flare. Mickey, you're so fine. And Oscar Tanaka wants to make you mine. A trade onto closer, no, with the shot ramping up, Noah takes a bit as well. Mickey's now stuck under 3 members. But where does it go from here? GiantX asking the question, I'm pondering it, Mickey's thinking about it. They just want the turret so that then he's a dead man. It's a demolish, it's a proc, it's a flash. Mickey's away while it is a race for first turret. GiantX have won that battle of this time.
Yeah.
No, we're going to get a replay of mid.
Oh, Jackie just
boy.
gets destroyed by Humanoid.
Or is it?
Oh, he missed the Q as well. That was questionable from Jackie.
As Fnatic are just looking through priority in these waves, maybe an opportunity to get someone as Noah's right on a ward. Perfect execution.
Oh, he got him.
Public, and yeah, easy as that, isn't it? Noah's dead. Upset gets the kill credit, and this is how strong Ambassador is. As long as you land the button, as now there's one from closer in return. He's running for his life, trying to lacerate his way out of this one, but it becomes a trade. Top laner for 80 carry down, Nature's Grasp. Isengard is probably enough burst with Shield Bash that could do the job as Herald now spawns. Everyone moving up, and Dagny is setting us up for this. That Corky needs to get turret and TP.
Yeah, I don't know if they are going to TP though, because Humanoid doesn't really have much mana. This is a dangerous one, and Upset not having flash leaves him very vulnerable, so I think it is just going to be give this one up.
Yeah.
Fnatic going to try and look for the mid lane turret just off of raw power instead.
And Oscarinen just
Fnatic
burned
get out
it.
though. GiantX starting to move in. Closer has that flash engage, and Upset still doesn't have his. Mickey trying to play bouncer.
Tree Wizard gets knocked into, that's Jun. The Cow follows up, but Ryan Flash here won't have anything more. There's cease and desist. Nature's Grasp defensively used. Look at Razork trying to save his support. Flash for Flash, they're closer, they get the chase. A shutdown into the ground as GiantX took that chase, and they took it personally.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if
GiantX... That's the real one this time. And I'm wondering here, is GiantX still group around? Jackie's away. Into the portal he goes, and how much information does Fnatic have? Razork's now peeking in there, want a full-on fight. Mickey goes into the choke, and they're going to put this all on the line. Upset needs to reposition as Mickey is in the middle of 3 people, and he's just dead immediately. The poke lands from Upset, and he's thinking about going in. The public execution lands as well, and now Lot's just dead. Jackie's with the Between Worlds is big, though, but he's drawn the attention of Fnatic. Razork needs to survive for long enough, but as he dies, it is a trade for GiantX. The Herald gets a charge. GiantX are trying to bring the pace up. As 5 members move down into River, they want the Dragon, they want to stop Fnatic from getting this 3rd stack. Solar Flare is what shows that as Solar Flare after the fact, and Nature's Grass lines down the middle. True Shot Barrage doesn't do too much work, but look at this. Fnatic separated again at closest life, but Jun has to flash away because his ulti is seconds away from being up. GiantX had that at one moment, but Fnatic, their poke is starting to reel it in.
Yeah, I mean, Mickey goes in on towards Jun and is basically just playing as a scapegoat because they can turn on towards closer, prevent him from really getting value from the ultimates, and there's just no way GiantX can follow up on that engage. So now, Fnatic, Dragon, move over to Adakan. GiantX starting to move down, but they don't have an Alistair, so it's going to be on
Jackie's Between Worlds again onto Humanoid. The poke's there. He goes over, flashes, but Upset's got his number. Jackie's drops to the ground. There's a killer instinct in Upset's eyes. And once again, the 80 carry of Fnatic is carrying this home. GiantX on the retreat. Voracious Adakan taken. And Oscar now spinning like GiantX's life depends on it. You give Upset the carry power and he'll take mega aggro.
And I think that's one of the things that Razork has been great at with this Maokai is those zoning ultimates, especially for the tier 2 towers, making it impossible to really defend. Now Noah trying to be between 2 lanes here, and Fnatic may not like that, as Oscarinen will get the first tower. How heavy are they going to commit to this?
Solar Flare, is it a bait? Or rather, Zenith Blade, excuse me. There's good poke coming up from Noah, but Mickey flashes Shield of Durand.
Oh, that was
Public
so close.
execution was the setup from it as well. But it narrowly misses. The poke coming through as Fnatic are now trying to get away, but remember, they still have that buff. Upset is on a flank right now. The Between 2 Worlds are set on out as Fnatic are hard losing this one. As you'd expect, the cease and desist gets the final. 600 gold and the debuffs away.
Need for that poke and play forward. Because if Mickey is in a range, you're not really struggling, and Noah has that cleanse for any sort of solar flare. But Fnatic, group is 5 on mid. That Dragon in 40 seconds, it's all about getting control, but Closer stuck his way in behind.
Solar Flare doesn't connect either. An opportunity for GiantX, cease and desist Between Worlds, and AoE paradise for Jackie's, but he's stuck against the wall. He comes out of Invis, gets out eventually. His Humanoid is now just starting between, doing the rest. You thought it was perfect for GiantX, but there's a small man and a dog firing out guns. After calling the police, Fnatic say it was just our business. Jun and Razork swap spots. Razork is greeted, or rather Oscarinen is, by Jun, the mad cow over the wall. And all it takes is one more, but he's going to be out while Fnatic, it just just felt so good watching Humanoid.
That was so close for GiantX. Like, I love the idea. 4-level difference on this Jace versus Humanoid.
Oh, they got again. Set up for Upset. It's Mickey who jumps in, and now with the second skin, Upset gets the first kill of the battle. And a battle it will be for GiantX as they run away. Twisted advance with a Bramble Smash. Another one bites the dust. GiantX left with 3. A Nature's Grasp again. Jun to block. Noah still hit. And Razok looking to fish a little bit more. He twists, he advances, he executes, and Noah will not advance. GiantX trying to poke away. They are getting good damage, but at the end of the day, Upset still stands. And the new Fnatic, God, it's hard to look at them without this gleeful trance.
Without a big smile on your face if you're a Fnatic fan. The combos, the synergy are there. Their team fighting looks sick. The early game in this one was fantastic. Fnatic making a statement here against GiantX that there is a difference between 4-2 and potentially a 6-1 Fnatic.
Making a real big set out for Fnatic being the best team. And again, we're in our last week, but we're going to start thinking about who is the best. They've also got the Hextech Soul as well.
It's almost like you should first pick Maokai.
Oh,
because he's really strong. He is, yeah. So now Razor going to be able to hit the OR button again, and then you got to run away from it, and now you get the tower, and there's just nothing really you can do.
The March of the Ents again. Jun straight into the ulti, public execution into the backline, and watch Upset go. They spiked it up so that he can smash it down. It's a double kill already. 3 members left standing, and all I'm going to do for you at home is watch Upset, who's getting kills fed into him. Close is going to be next up. It's Humanoid, who steals away the possible Penta. 5 members of Fnatic, although low, have 1 Nexus turret to go. Demolish in hand, and GiantX will not stand. It's Noah who's going to get poked over and over again. Upset to clean it up, and this Fnatic clears all.
Concerned about the damage output. I mean, I guess you could argue that against the decent amount of... Really wants the lane swap here. Of course, Corki, very powerful early laner. Braum can offer a lot in the 2 versus 2, but you imagine the Ezreal Leona just can play it relatively safe. Hang on, executes face checking.
Immediately gets charmed. Okay. Execute, well, he's lived up to his name there. Caps gets first blood. I'm not sure about that face check. Broken Blade having to back in the top lane. Last time we saw the Cho'Gath in the LEC as well was Broken Blade back in 2023. Skumon is looking down towards the bottom lane. Patrick's already used the Valkyrie away. The Unbreakable from Execute. Good flash from Skumon. Patrick's going to have to flash away. Execute dashes back with the stand behind me. And we'll be able to get to safety. Larson forced out in the mid lane. Broken Blade now on the receiving end of the gank in the top lane. Adam flashes to knock him back. And oh no, Cho has been gaffed by Adam and Malwang. I don't know what gaff is.
We're kind of discussing and contemplating the possibility of a grub. Skumon is actually starting off the Dragon. Part of that is because Broken Blade's already been able to get an early push on the bot side of the map, with Caps having control of the mid lane as well, making this a very difficult objective to really enter for the side of Bro.
I also like the idea of the play where you bring your AD carry up early, you show AD in the top side, the enemy responds thinking, oh, they're playing for the grubs, they're trying to set up towards...
Patrick and him continuing to match up. In this 4v4, it's going to be a close one. This Braum can offer a lot of value.
Exactly like that. You see the stun already onto Lebrov. He's now going to have to walk away, a little bit wounded as Malwang's on the chase. Flashes forward for Skumon, gets the knockback. Execute, looking for those concussive blows will get them onto Skumon, who falls to Malwang. Now the chase continues. Lebrov has to flash away, and Summer still has the flash and the cleanse and an arcane shift.
Quickly as they can, look for a cross map. Caps immediately roaming towards bot, threatening a potential dive onto Patrick. He's forced to concede the wave, so at the very least G2 will get something, but Rogue is going to be happy with the grubs.
Broken Blade's going to get some gold back into his pockets after falling behind in the early game. Patrick wasn't there to back up his AD carry for now. A minute 30 on the next Drake.
Looking mid.
That he is ready. Larson does have flash back up. And Justice Punch will get Larson to safety.
I mean, this is one of the things I wanted to see a little bit. I have to hold my breath. Malrang.
Broken Blade's going to be caught up by this. They'll still have the flash, trying to trade back onto Adam, who's holding his distance for now. The Rupture goes wide, and Broken Blade is slammed into the ground by the tree. Magic damage shield. Right, passively on his W. Broken Blade chasing Patrick. Now Patrick has cleanse and flash. Steps into the Rupture, doesn't burn the flash. Feast does a lot of damage right now.
It's on
More
cooldown,
purple spikes. Well, Feast is on cooldown. Okay, he's probably not going to kill him, but he does get the flash out. Thank you for pointing that out.
Damn, yeah, I mean, yeah, but you and I thought the exact same thing. That's a kill.
Yeah, Feast does like 300 damage plus percentage HP right now.
They are able to steal one grub away. Okay, I was going to say I was surprised that they were backing off of that, but Adam had priority over the mid wave, and him joining this fight, we've already seen what happened on the top side of the map, so they didn't want to get into that skirmish once more. 5 grubs is going to be the prize for Rogue. It will deny them one of the feats of strength, but Malrang's not too concerned about that, as the sieging power of Rogue is now a little bit stronger. I will say, nice early game plan so far from Rogue, putting a lot of focus
to his tower. Scumon's looking for this Drake now, trying to get that mid prio through Hans Summer being there first, but the Corki is already gasoling his way through that wave. G2 will start up the Drake. Larssen has TP and has that ultimate. The hero's entrance can be so powerful.
It's a bit scuffed of a setup though, because Hans is forced underneath this tower, which means that Patrick has easier access into the river. You can see Scuman backing away, and Caps literally just used his ultimate bot lane.
Yeah.
While Larssen has his, it did cost him his flash, but at the end of the day, Rogue is in a better position. So we've seen a few of these objective starts from G2, and I think they're largely just testing Rogue. See, hey, I mean, if you don't come and check this, we're going to punish you for it.
LeBron's just going to flash for this. Zenith Blade, they know he's got Cleanse. Solar Flare just doesn't quite get the stun. Ignite is ticking on Patrick, but he'll survive. Nature's Gas coming out from Malrang. The chase continues here with the TP coming in from Adam. They'll look for Hans Summer, able to dodge away from the route. Lebrov was unable to, though. Rogue get their 4th on the board. A drastic shift, almost a 2,000 gold shift from their average. So a very solid early game for them, and it has to be, because this weekend for Rogue is so vital. They need to be picking up wins. They're currently sitting at 1 and 5 as Larssen is caught out with the Rupture. Doesn't have the flash. Very tanky. Season Desist coming out as well, but Larssen now down to 300 HP, and he is nommed by Broken Blade.
That he is. G2 make a successful gank happen as they punish Larssen on the top side of the map. That was the flash that was burnt earlier, thanks to Caps in the 1v1 bot side of the map. You can see, though, Adam now starting to bully out Caps, and he's primed for a dive.
Nature's Grass coming out once again. Caps does have the flash. TP comes in. Caps Spirit rushes past the Nature's Grass, then back in. Malrang flashes for the Twisted Advance. Caps is shut down. Broken Blade looking for the Rupture. The flash away from Adam is just in time. The chase continues. BB no ult. He's not going to be able to feast on anyone. Importantly, though, 4 rows of the table right now sitting at 1 and 5 in 9th place, but let's try and climb a little bit higher. I do want to, like, your point was great, Betty, but I keep watching as the Rupture lands onto Adam. Broken Blade looking for the chase here. Very tanky. Heartsteel already completed. Looking for another Rupture. Malrang coming across as well, but Broken Blade will just back away.
See now how the matchup has
Nil on
shifted.
Scumont. Can't believe it.
I don't understand that driving reference.
Oh no, you got to look that up, man.
But
it's just not fair. Taking that one away right now. Able to sneak it out, but it looks like Rogue might be collapsing towards the top side here. Larssen waiting on that Mega Blast Cone. They'll try and get onto Scumon. They catch him out. Glacial Fisher going down as well. The flash forward, flash away, but they're looking for those concussive blows and they'll land them. Broken Blade can't do much to dissuade Rogue from just collapsing on Scumon. They'll get the kill. Now they'll turn their attention across towards the Cho. Shielded Durant for the stun, and that should be a very dead Cho'Gath. In the end, Broken Blade will fall to Larssen. The mid lane tier 1, tier 2,000 gold ahead of Larssen. TP behind. We talked about these flanking wards before. Patrick's already taken a bit of chunk. Scumon doesn't have the flash. Broken Blade looking for the Rupture here. Patrick has a flash of his own. He'll flash away. Twisted Advance from Malrang. They jump onto Execute as he's now in the middle of G2. LeBron falls low. Hero's entrance. Execute's already dead. The charm just short. Perhaps a little bit too early from Caps as he wasn't able to catch Larssen as he landed. Caps still going in. Another charm comes out. Once again, just wide of their Rogue target. A Drake for G2, though, their prize alongside Execute's life.
These deep wards finally kind of paying back G2 for the investment as they're able to find that flank. They get the flash out from Patrick, they get the heal out from Execute. Adam, though, doesn't commit his TP, and neither does Larssen, so that investment from G2 means that there is an advantage in favor of Rogue, because both were used. Caps Kane, ironically, executed.
And the risk now for G2 is that the Archon has been begun by Rogue. They don't have a TP on Broken Blade, he's on his way. And the problem is, there's a Feast and a Smite on one side and only a Smite on the other. Now, of course, Maokai relatively good at securing objectives, but very hard to do against basically 2,500 true damage. Broken Blade on the front line, Rupture's gonna land on 2, Solar Flare follows up onto Execute, and he is down. Patrick locked up with the Cease and Desist, and the Rogue took too long over that neutral. Malrang now met by Caps. Is going to get charmed up. The Archon, though, G2's main objective after those 2 kills. Baron as well, a possibility, as they get that false life and have already forced Rogue away.
The biggest strength of Rogue in this game has been the synergy of Malrang and Adam, and we just haven't been able to see that in these fights. Rogue's coordination is just off, and it made it so easy for G2 to collapse onto the bot lane of Rogue and turn the fight in their favor. Now, with this Arakan buff, they set their sights on the Baron, and it's going to be a tough battle for Rogue.
It's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel, though. Broken Blade on the front line, the immediate turn. Never mind. The fish have got Uzis. They shoot back. Lebrov takes the kill. Baron down to 6,000. Malrang trying to find a way in here. Does have a blast going, but it looks like Rogue. And the blast gun's actually a little bit too far away from Malrang, I believe. Baron secured. Lebrov looked for the flash. Couldn't find it onto Adam. Rupture going wide as well. And G2 should count their lucky stars that no one fell down there to the poke from Adam. And will start to back away. First recall's coming out. Nature's Grasp used by Malrang as well. They'll land the root on 2. Lebrov is low, rooted up as well, but in the end, the Nature's Grasp not going to do enough.
There's a disconnection between what it is that Rogue wants to do, and it seemed like
Patrick doesn't have flash, Veli.
No, he doesn't.
And Hans Summer makes him pay for it. Hans gets his first kill of the game. Patrick just overextending on the bot side.
They were trading kills for towers. G2 was just slowly taking control over the game, and then they tried to force an Arakan, which they just fumbled on the execution. And now G2, fully in the driver's seat, set their sights on the inhibitor towers.
Rogue really need a win this week. If they go 0-3 again, they will be one of our 2 teams getting eliminated. Whether SK will join them, we have still yet to see. Broken Blade on the front line there. Malrang looking for that flank. Rupture coming down. Caps still on the wrong side of the wall, but he can just dash back, and with the way he's pushing in bot side, Caps goes in, executes. Well, he's executed by Caps there. Jumps across the wall. That Braum not looking tanky at all. G2 might have to think about backing away because their false lives have fallen off. Another charm goes in. Larson pops the taunt to get that DR that Betty was talking about earlier. TP into the base here by Broken Blade. Caps down to a 3rd HP. Larson has to just his punch away. Where's the peel is the question. Broken Blade going forward. Twisted Advance already onto that Cho'Gath. Rupture goes wide. There's only a cannon minion here, so Hans Summer can't get in range of the tower to really do too much damage. Another TP coming in as Caps will rejoin the party on full life. The inhibitor in the mid lane, the first target for G2. They're chipping away at it, but unable to quite get it down as of yet. They do still have the Baron buff in another 20 seconds. They'll take the inhibitor tower in the bot side. They have a double cannon minion wave here. Larson chunked out. Caps flashes forward once again. Looking for the engage. Patrick had to cleanse, and Valkyrie away. The inhibitors will fall. 2 of them go down. G2 only 8 kills to 7 up, but 8,000 gold their advantage.
This composition, again, like I still have some questions around the purpose of this Galio in this composition. Maybe there's something that I'm missing, but when you have things like a Corki and a Jace as a foundation, I can see the idea behind the poke. You chip away at your opposition before then following up and then looking for an engage. But when you have Braum Galio, it's very difficult to really follow up once the poke damage has been done. And a relatively short cooldown.
You can see the damage that Rogue have put out in this game. Yes, Larson has been struggling a little bit, as has Patrick. Hasn't really had the opportunity to open up in fights, but G2 are just tankier, man. Like, Broken Blade can just eat this damage for days. Adam has done 26k. And yes, Broken Blade died a few times in the early game, but since then, it really hasn't looked like a threat. Right now, Hans Summer is being a bit threatened. Redemption coming out. Hans Summer able to get out of the back of it and survive for the moment, but that was Rogue's engage. That was what they were looking for. Yes, they haven't used the Nature's Grasp for minions. How much health does Patrick have, Betty?
He has 2,297
Okay, so
HP.
it does half of Patrick's health.
Give or take.
Nice enough.
Points.
Nice enough as G2 will push in the top side, and unless Rogue finds something truly special in this moment, it feels like a victory march. The charm goes down onto Larson. There's the solo player for the follow-up. He's dead, says Betty. And I think G2 agree. The inhibitor will follow shortly after, as G2 now in a 4v5 can continue to advance. Patrick chunked out by a Mystic shot there from Hans Summer. No Baron on G2 right now,
They
so
really
the
don't
minions
need it.
a little bit less tanky. Look, Betty, I'm looking for the silver lining. I'm looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, but it seems like it's a train about to collide into Rogue right now. They go for the engage. Malrang's already dead pretty much. Adam locked up by Skumon. Malrang goes down. Adam has to dodge away from the Zenith Blade, but the Nexus towers have been wailed upon by G2. And Rogue will fall to 1-6. It was a good early game, but G2 through the mid-game showed why they are still a force to be reckoned with here in the LEC, and why that 6-3 record that Betty talked about earlier won't be broken today. The hero's entrance from Larson. Not the most apt to name this game for him. Great victory from G2.
Yeah, you really kind of don't. Like,
Public execution locks someone up for a second. Looks like a dive might be on the horizon. Big thing
so
here.
race to level 3 for Carlson.
Can you Pathfinder out of the concussive blows? Avoid that CC. Here it comes. There's the Pathfinder. Still underneath the tower. Doesn't lock anyone up. Alvaro takes a couple of tower shots and the plate falls. Carlson, 1 minion short of level 3, is going to hit it as that minion dies. He dashes forward, flashes away from the Winter's Bite. Once again, it's Elioya tanking the tower. This time takes 2 shots. A perfect dive from MKOI. In the end, they have to burn down to half HP. Unbreakable and Alvaro. Jojo on the wrong side of Kamilu here. Jojo has to flash away. Kamilu has the flash of his own. Elioya looking to come in, but already Jojo is like a dodo dead. Kamilu is going to get chased down. Elioya lands the spear. Kamilu will fall. Doesn't.
In this early objective, Flackett making his way over, and you can see those stacks really starting to mount. 131 on the Draven to stand. Face checks.
Jump away early here. Another auto attack is enough for the concussive blows. Sheo trying to come in from the side as well. Sheo will pick up the honeyfoot in the middle of the fight. Sheo trying to block for his support right now. Super getting chased down by Flackett, who flashes across, and Super flashes into the grub pit. Now, Super, I don't think there's anywhere for you to go. Sheo takes the kill, dodges away from the Winter's Bite. Sten trying to come in to help his jungler, who'll flash the wall. Elioya dashes across though. Watch out, he pierces Kamilu! A double for Sheo. Elioya down to 200 HP. Sten, he's a wing's breath away from dying. Gets into the bush, dodges away from the spear, dashes back in. Jojo takes him.
And somehow at the end of all that, it's Koi that get the grubs?
I mean, Elioya might die to the grubs.
Oh!
Swell seed! It's wide. Jojo now shows towards the top side. He's got to catch the wave. Smite out from Elioya. Doesn't have another smite, so Sheo will be able to get one grub of the 3.
Back.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. I mean, remember that fight started with Sten.
Okay position in this early game. Gold leads for Carlson and Sheo, who's 2-0. Currently on this Lilia. Flackett caught out with concussive blows. Doesn't have cleanse, only has the barrier. Whirling Death comes out, and he manages to get a kill. But on the CS, he's been playing around with his team quite a lot, but Lilia at this point farms like an absolute storm. Leandri's already complete. You've got
Fishes for a spear, but will not find one. And fortunately for Koi, getting the flash out from Sheo will give them advantage. Oh, they turn their attention onto Elioya.
Yeah, has to flash then, pounce over the wall.
I like the aggression there from Sten. He doesn't have level 6 yet, but neither does Alvaro. It's a very awkward situation for both sides to be in. Super making his way across, but his mana is relatively low. Kamilu really wants to go and catch that top wave, so the numbers advantage in favor of Koi.
I don't mind this from Heretics, right? Go in, brute force 1, and then accept the fact you're not going to have the mites, right? Like, you make sure that MKOI aren't stacking up towards those neutral feats of strength. Yes, they get 4, they will have mites, but they haven't had a lot of time with your towers, and 1 mite is nowhere near as powerful as having these full 6 grub buff.
What I will say that I like a lot about these fights is due to the limited crowd control that is largely on the side of Koi, but really you could argue falls so short during the regular season. I mean, actually, it wasn't that close. It was the season final, so they ended up making the impressive run, right?
Yeah.
But all you need is that opportunity. And that's what these teams are looking for. Is the blue buff becomes the focus now for Heretics. Stolen away. Dragon up in 50 seconds as well. Camilo likely going to go back to bot lane. Super trying to get what poke he can onto this bot lane. Oh, he goes in.
They're super dashing forward there. Alvaro on the front line. Glacial Fisher going out. Floating Lullaby is going to put Alvaro to sleep. Elioya still putting the spears towards Heretics. Jojo TP'd in. Kamilu is already in the middle of the face. Then goes in onto Super, who cleanses, who flashes, but Flackett follows. Flackett picks up his enemy AD carry. TP coming in from the Cassante as Carlson and Mirwin now look to join the Barney. The Drake's still up around this Rift Herald. Sheo could look for a loading Lullaby though. Doesn't quite have it off cooldown yet. 20 seconds remain before it will be back up. Flackett trying to get mid-prio, wrestle it out of Jojo's hands. In the end, I think Heretics might accept that they shouldn't really play for this one, but they are TPing Kamilu back in, so maybe they want a little bit more of the action.
They're too late though, they're way too late. Good poke comes out from Koi to
Can they fight afterwards?
I don't think Koi should. Like, ideally, once Kamilu was immediately forced to retreat, and now he has to be a lot worse. I mean, look at the damage coming out from Mirwin. He's lost his flash, and now a dive is on the horizon.
I think Kamilu's about to be flushed, Fetty. Winter's Bite goes wide, the Rift Tower tanks it up. Kamilu goes in with the Valkyrie. Elioya is tanking here. Sten's looking for him, can't quite connect. Now Sten's in the midst of MKOI. Whirling Death will come out. Mirwin locked up against the wall, tried to get in to the Rift Herald, but it died as he made his attempt. In the end, 2 for 2, a tower as well.
Means that this Lilia is going to become a problem for Koi. As we talked about, the limited amount of crowd control will make it hard to lock this Lilia down.
Remember that Drake we fought over 3 minutes ago, Betty?
Yes, I do.
Well, it's still there if we want to go for it. Flacket has to get away from Jojo,
Whoa.
who flashes forward. Flacket pops the barrier. Great knockback onto Stand. Flacket tries to turn it back around, but Jojo puts him in the ground. Camilo still diving forward, looking for the missiles. Public execution down towards the bottom side in Sheo. All that gold is all for naught as Sheo falls as well. Super will have the arcane shift up in a second. Stend on the wrong side of the wall. Camilo and Castle now need to retreat. Super dashes in. The phosphorus bomb is not met with a missile compatriot, and Super will take another. MCoy just absolutely smashing the skirmish.
Just like that, they catch Heretics with their pants down. Unbelievable execution, as it's Jojo that flashes onto Flackhead. The rest of his team is quick to follow up on that aggression, and I think that's one of the biggest strengths of this roster. They are unafraid and they are fast. Ooh, just barely. As Koi is able...
Right, Flacket's playing for mid prior. You're already starting up the Drake with the Lilia and the Cassante. You don't actually have control around the mid lane, and Carlson doesn't have control in the bot side as he was around his tower as it fell. Goes all out, looking for the damage onto Alvaro, but he's going to get stunned up even with the Q3. Carlson will die for the second time this game. And MCoy so willing to pounce on these small mistakes from Heretics. Are now looking for a tier 2 on the bottom lane. Jojo was slowed up. Losing Lullaby is going to come out. He's been put to sleep, and without a flash and without any way to escape, I think Blackhead's going to be gifted this kill. He gets the shutdown. And that will be all for that in the bot lane. Follow up. We'll see if he looks for an engage in a second. Things like this are great. The swell seed into the engage. Jojo's already slowed up. He wasn't in the right form either. And that's exactly how Heretic can pounce.
The challenge of this comp for Koi is patience, because a single overstep will allow Heretics to lock you down and find a pick. But look at the aggression that we're seeing in response. Koi, knowing that they're a man down, are still getting in the face of Heretics and looking to challenge them for control over the river. Mewin, he goes in.
Carlson looking for something here.
Look at
Concussive
Stand, look at
blows.
Stand.
So you see him Stand. Sten's getting onto the flank, shadowing strike, crashes down as well, but Alvaro stands beside his teammates and keeps Stend at bay. Alvaro now with the Unbreakable, able to survive at half HP, and Topher's missing Mirwin. And Carlson dived in and couldn't find the connection. Carlson dies for it, and MCoy on the front foot once again.
Heretics try really hard to force the fight, but Koi navigate it beautifully. They keep them at arm's length, they utilize the Unbreakable will to perfection, and now Jojo's back in the fray, and now it's them forcing the objective. It's now Heretics' job to walk into a 4 versus 5 fight.
Mirwin has the flank as well, no public execution for him. Camilo
Comes
on that
poke.
front line. Sheo has that lilting lullaby. Camilo already down to a third, and Mirwin immediately dives in to try and take out the enemy mid. He jumps onto Stend instead. True Shot Barrage will find its mark onto Stend. The Atakan secured for MCoy. They almost pay for it with Elioya's life, but they secure it. Bite and the Mystic Shot. Camilo trading with Jojo, but Jojo has a false life, Camilo. He doesn't even need a third of his first health bar to take you out.
Bit of revenge there for Jojo after what happened in the mid lane. Numbers advantage. No TP available for Jojo, but he can just start pushing in that top side. Looks like he's going to move into the enemy jungle. No wave really to play with. Maybe he's going to look to push out mid. Just a bit of a standstill right now between the two teams. Dragon is available, but Koi right now have no interest in it.
I really like the positioning from Koi generally, though, because what they're managing to do is split the fight. And Stend always has to think, if I engage on Elioya and Alvaro towards the top side, Mirwin and Super are free on the bottom side of the fight to engage on towards my backline. If I engage towards Mirwin, well, then Elioya and Alvaro can just put damage down across the wall. It's really nice positioning to make it difficult for Heretics to actually find avenues to engage the fight. Carlson, Concussive Blows is going to proc on him, but he's still Cassante. Glacial Fisher going down as well. Sten still looking for the engage, but once again, there's two pincers that he has to deal with. Blackhead caught out by Mirwin. Stand aside will stop Mirwin getting the kill. Jojo going in for a little bit more, still has that false life. Elioya dashing in now, down to a third HP, survives through the missile barrage. Coming out from Sten. This is gorgeous. He is spotted on vision as he comes around the wall. Cho looking for the swell seeds as well. Mirwin is below Camilo right now. Sten jumps over the wall, doesn't find a connection. The public execution, though, jumps onto Carlson. Camilo trying to escape, but still doesn't have his flash up. Carlson down as well. And Heretics, they look for the engage, but MCoy warded their flanks, and Stend could not find it.
A moment of hesitation for Stend. He couldn't quite decide which target he wanted to lock down. Heretics were not quick enough to adjust the game plan, and Koi, as they've done all game long, punish the indecision. They set their sights on the Baron. This is Heretics' last chance.
Sheo trying to get into the pit here. It's down to 5,000. Sheo caught up with the concussive blows, yet to be stunned. Still 3 procs needed on it. Walking around, all that extra movement speed from the Lilia passive from the Gust Walker hatching, but he just can't get in towards the pit. Mirwin's done a great job in the last few fights of just the bottom side of it. Mirwin is flanking behind. Elioya is looking for the side position. Mirwin is caught out here with the Loathing Lullaby. Goes back in with public execution. Just to avoid the CC, it seems, as Carson will shut him down. Super now has to jump away with the Arcane Shift. Sten looking for the Shadowing Strike will get the stun, but Flackhead now raining into this wall. Alvaro with the Unbreakable, and then Yoyo with the kill. Alvaro flashing away. Carlson going forward, and Yoyo's going to fall as well. And just as I praise MKoi for their team fighting, they get caught out a little bit. They lose 2, they're top in their jungle, and they only get Sten in response.
It showcases the fragility of this composition.
They're just going to go. They're just going to look for him. He dashes away with the Valkyrie, and now Alvaro, you step too far forward. Jojo's there as well. Okay. Maybe if the Winter's Bite hits you. 2.5 so far on Flacker. Needs to finish up that Executioners. Carlson. Oh. Heretics starting to collapse. The public execution out. Mirwin will be on the right side of the wall here. Carlson with the Pathmaker out. Dodges away from the Glacial Fissure as well. Both the top laners showing just how much mobility you can have in 2024. As you say, mid lane pushed out by Heretics, but there's no wave there for them to really do anything with. And MKoi have a wave in the top side to continue to push forward with.
Heretics in a very awkward spot right now, and it's so hard to get back. Elioya lands the spear onto Flackhead. The inhibitor is getting very low. Jojo can't afford to overstay here.
It's really good movement from MKoi. Pulling Heretics around the map. They won't get the 3 items with the Rabadons complete. Is a very prickly pair to try and pluck.
Dragon going to be started off. Kamilu, I mean,
it's given, right?
They can do. They have no vision. It's far too hard to approach this composition blind. They use the blue trinket, but too late.
Singular Swell Seed. If he lands it on Elioya and Super, if he lands it on a couple of the carries, you know he is just going to go. True Shot Barrage comes out. Doesn't really seem to do too much. The shielding coming out from Sten and Carlson enough to eat through that damage. Sten now has a locket. It's down to half HP. Camilo gaining mid lane prio. Carlson jumped on. Concussive blows 1 auto away from being procced onto him. Break up in a minute 30. MKoi. It's battle lines drawn, public execution onto Blackhead as he tries to escape. Has already popped the barrier. Meanwhile, Loathing Lullaby on Jojo, but Alvaro is going to block him. Sten goes in onto Super. He cleanses and dashes across the wall. Now Mirwin's on the back line. Sten diving in. Super dashes in, but Blackhead will be able to secure him. Elioya's going to get him in response. Camilo now up towards the top side, trying to take down Jojo, and will manage to do so. Elioya trying to escape as Sheo has buried the cat 6 feet under. Camilo still chasing forward here as the fighters come out on Heretics' terms.
It certainly has, Medic. Heretics, after holding the line, after
in the mid lane as well. The Baron, their first target, will even out the gold between the 2 teams. Flackhead up in 20 seconds would be a long time to wait to make sure that he gets the buff as well.
The fight happened on multiple fronts, and where my focus was on was between the AD carries. Flackhead flashing after Super, looking to try and kill him as quickly as possible, and then Elioya getting the kill onto him. But I noticed that at the end of that fight, Sheo was largely untouched, and I have to come back to the question of how did they manage to deal with Sheo?
Position again, Betty. Trying to get behind them. Sten down to half HP. The Dragon now spawning into the pit. As we said, would be Infernal Soul for MKoi, and Infernal with this poke would be absolutely devastating. Spears rain down, Sten dashes out, Mirwin still looking for that flank. Super eats an axe, and that's a third of his HP already gone.
Look at the poke, Medic. It is just ruthless.
Carlson trying to get back in. True Shot Barrage goes through him and through Flackhead. Sten still looking for that flank position. Elioya still on the Drake. It's 9,000 HP on it. Lilting Lullaby on Jojo. Also connects on Alvaro. He puts down the Glacial Fissure. Mirwin still trying to get him, but Kamilu's keeping him at bay. The Drake's still aggroed, but it's still only at 9,000 HP. Sten's so low at the moment. Super gonna have to run. The Whirling Death is trying to chase him down. Public execution onto Kamilu. Mirwin will go into the pit. Kamilu is in fact the one who goes in. Sten in there, in the middle of the pit. It's secured by Heretics, and now the fight really begins. Alvaro and Jojo have to run because Sheo is on the chase, and that deer goes fast. Watch out, Eep! It's Sheo, and he's here to party. 2 more to Heretics. They get the Drake as well. A TP to the bot lane.
And just like that, a single misstep from Koi, sieging onto Heretics' base, may well have cost them the game.
Kamilu down for Mirwin though. The wave not cleared out. How long we got? 20 seconds, 16 on Elioya.
Blackhead's still alive.
It should be enough. Blackhead has 4 items, and his Draven comes to the fore. What a hard-fought game from Heretics, as they will knock SK out of playoffs and take that step so much closer to top 8.
The champion, the previous game. And it's going to be the final lock. It gives Kalist, well, I should say, equalizes the HP between the two. Level 2 going to come through, flash in.
Targamas immediately jumps onto Hylissang, who will land that Winter's Bite. Kalist will be stunned up, does have the cleanse, doesn't burn it. Doesn't think he can kill Hylissang from 400 health.
Great response there from Kazi up towards mid. As that's now going to be started off by Vitality, knowing that their AD carry is first to the top lane.
Interesting choice as well from Hilly to open through mid. Decides he wants to try and get GiantX pressure in that lane so he can move quicker out of mid lane. He will be able to move first, but Targamas and Kalist are on the chase. At the moment, Kazi yet to join up with his team. Hylissang dashes away. The gravity well goes down. 2 grubs secured so far. Linces doesn't have a smite for the third, though. So GiantX will be able to smite that away. 2 for 1, the exchange.
Similar to what we've seen many times before. Hilly not forced to expend a flash, but did, of course, lose his heal to catch. But the pressure is... Oh, level 6s have come through as well.
Kalist has no flash, nor does Targamas. Glacial Fissure going out, Chain of Corruption as well, and Kalist is done for. Hilly taking up the tower now, Linces takes it. And Vitality with a well-executed dive. They are all quite low, and so I think they call off the redive on Targa.
And this is only going to make the experience difference, and he's had a fantastic start. In this game, a lot of focus has been put on trying to shut him down. A little bit was due to how the early lane phase went. Let's charge it.
Unable to get away from the Glacial Prison, and yeah, Karmine Corp were ready to collapse.
And it's Casey's time to return the favor. They set their sights on GiantX, and he was not given an opportunity to move. Nice punish there. Didn't even get a chance to flash. The chain CC was lethal.
TP coming to the top side here as well. Hilly and Kazi, well, Kazi has the flash. Hilly's going to land the Winter's Bite. Shadowing Strike going down with the crash down as well. Hilly looking to dash to Kazi here. We'll get the Guardian too. Linces coming in. Hylissang, the Permafrost. Targamas locked up underneath the tower, and here comes the Cyclone. Kalist already dead. Targamas there with the Shadowing Strike as well, but GiantX has been stunned up with the staggering blows. GiantX down to 100 HP. Targa dead as well. So's GiantX. Vladdy now propped with the stun. Oh, it's disaster for KC. The blue wall comes crumbling down.
I like the lane assignments here from KC. Vladdy just has so much more wave clear. Typically, you'd use it to get priority in the mid lane, but Vitality, they just want to keep playing around their duo, and they've set their sights on that top tier 1, sorry. And Vladdy, with his wave clear, is making it a lot harder for them to dive. Ooh, nice interrupt.
Cyclone on the crash down. Targamas will still flash across the wall. Cyclone for the movement speed, and Hilly lands the stun. Hilly on fire on this Braum. 006 has been involved in every single one of his team's kills.
And Hilly, he can't afford to overstep. They need a lot more information. He should spot out GiantX soon.
TP behind. Vladdy looking for the flank here. They're jumping in onto Nako. Targamas low, though. Public Execution coming out. Vitality going to be outnumbered in just a second, and Nako's already fallen. GiantX and Targamas are low. Vitality able to retreat for the moment.
That siege from continuing.
And now, because you're on the back foot catching these waves, Vitality have first priority towards the Rift Herald. They've already taken 2 of the tier 1s, almost taken a tier 2 in the top side, and look down towards the bottom side. Drake up in 2 minutes. As Karmine Corp's saving grace right now, you would say, is the fact they picked up the first 2. They are very much standing back, accepting waves. Only really Kana has the ability to push in his lane. Kana's looking for Kazi. Hilly caught out as well by GiantX. Kazi, Chain of Corruption goes right. Hilly's on the wrong side of the wall there. Targamas going in with Magnet Sword. Public Execution now onto Kazi. No flash. Cleanse does nothing for him here. They jump onto Kana. Linces is able to pick up that kill with Nako. Bait's cool. Hilly's still chasing forward. He has bought so much space, but at what cost? In the end, it's his life. GiantX stepping in as well. Vladdy will take him. Nako has to flash the wall, and Vladdy's there to chase with a flash of his own. It's 4 for 1 in favor of Karmine. Smited in that. I think Vladdy just secured it with an auto attack or a phosphorus bomb. Hilly's flashing forward. He's angry. I mean,
the idea is good. If he gets the slow, the Wukong can definitely follow up on that. Doesn't quite connect it, though.
Just disrupting tempo as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely looks like that. I mean, now we're in an interesting state because KC find themselves at Soul Point. Of course, Vitality investing so much on the top side of the map to secure that first tower.
Chain of Corruption. GiantX dodges away from it. Gravity well coming down as well. I agree with you, Veddy. It's a very interesting state. And right now, Hilly. Oh, no!
Hilly!
Well, Hilly's turned to gas, and that's a state you don't want to be in, even if you're playing Braum. 028. While Kana pushes in the top side.
My man needs to calm down. 3 times now we've said. First, he's
right now, Karmine Corp playing well around Vision. Have wards into the Vitality jungle. They're TPing behind Linces here as well, but the mid lane tower still stands, so Vitality should just be able to back away to it.
Ooh.
A route immediately with Chain of Corruption. Kana locked up, Repudiation for a bit of a shield. The Glacier Fisher coming across as well, but Vitality only have 3 members here right now, and Karmine Corp have 5. Yike able to dash away. Linces goes in with the Cyclone, dodges the Shattering Strike as well, and now Vladdy is on the wrong side of the rift. Now Nako looking for the chase onto Kalist, who does still have the flash and the cleanse. And Karmine Corp were waiting just around the bend to see if they could collapse on Nako overextending, but he doesn't. Vitality turn their eyes towards Atakan. We've seen throws here before though, Betty.
I mean, Yike, very low. Doesn't have anything like the Warmogs to bring him back in. The KC faithful showing their support. Yike looking for an angle back in.
He's been the king of smites so far in winter.
Certainly has.
Tries to get in, he gets close, he can't get close enough. Shut down by Kazi, no smite available to him. Voracious Atakan secured by Vitality, and their lead regained for the moment.
Kazi has been massive for this team. Nako gonna face check.
Straight into a Shattering Strike, Kalist, and Targum's trying to kill him off. Hylissang jumping in with the Unbreakable. They just want to get that false life out. The Magnet Storm coming out as well. Nako and Hylissang, the heal used to try and get them away. Now they turn back onto Kalist, but Kalist and Targumus will take 2 false lives away. They take the Summoner as well from
He was
Hylissang.
threatening to engage onto Yike, kind of lowering the judgment from Vladdy, but then he misses the Q onto Vladdy. So no follow-up coming through from there. Yike, again, as you highlighted, has gotten a lot of great smite steals this split.
Not going to get one hit.
Gonna act as sentinel there, deny that entry. GiantX
Trailing onto Vladdy, does still have that false life. Shock blast from Nako. Vladdy has to flash. Glacial Prison going wide. Really looking for that Winter Spite as well. Karmine Corp did a good job of making sure that Vitality...
They're trying to put enough pressure onto KC to say, come on, get involved. Oh!
So Lince's been doing this quite a lot. Targumus engages though. GiantX has to flash away. Glacial Prison hits. Lince's already killed off Targumus though, and now Yike is next on the menu. Kazi takes him out. You could see what Karmine Corp were looking for, but they couldn't quite find it. Hilly's about to join from the mid lane. Catches Kana.
That was a 3 versus 4, and Vitality still made it happen.
Kana's still very healthy here. Kazi's going to have to turn his attentions across towards him. Hilly going for Vladdy now, who doesn't have the flash. The concussive blows will land on him, but Vladdy takes down Hilly. Nako down to Kalist. 3 Barons remain for Vitality. The low ground is still a footing of weakness, it seems, as Kalist is able to find one on the way out. Now needs to get out towards the bottom side of the map. Kazi's on the chase. Linces gives it up, and we'll just go for the Razor Beaks.
I mean, it's Vitality.
There's a control ward in his pocket, but with the Dragon already spawning, there's a small window for Karmine Corp just to pull the trigger on it, see if you can win the 50-50, get the soul. Vitality can start to step forward. Yike has been so good at smiting, and you have the Rend as well. Look at how low the Drake is already. Chain of Corruption, Glacial Prison going out, and there is the soul secured. Kazi locked up in the pit. He was on the front line, and now Vitality needs to get the hell out. They'll lose 2. Their bot lane dead. The Drake soul secured, but Karmine Corp. Some movement from Kana and Yike. Just if anyone oversteps.
Feel the tension. Who's going to find the engage? Kazi is on the front.
Targumus, oh, Glacial Fisher stops in the Magnet Storm going in as well. The Cyclone from Linces is perfect. Kazi and GiantX untouched, but Nako already down. Yike has to flash away. Kalist and Targumus have the opportunity to open up an Linces. The stun onto Kana towards the top side, unbreakable from Hylissang. Vladdy and Targumus dive onto Kazi. Kazi has to pop the claims, but Yike is there as well to follow up. Kalist gets 1. Vladdy gets a second. Nako already dead. And Karmine Corp have blinking health bars, but they all survive.
All 5 members live in the team fight. A great engage comes out from Targumus, and the follow-up delivered. They get that initial pick onto Nako. It looked like a scary follow-up fight from Vitality. I thought the Kazi Baron and now the Elder as well.
Perfect timing for Karmine Corp. Baron straight into the Elder play. Targumus just going to keep Linces at bay. Keeps it as far away as possible. Linces jumps in, there was 1 HP, but now the Elder secured. And you have to feel Karmine Corp have the opportunity to really open up the shutdown over to GiantX. They'll get a second, but Vladdy rains lasers from the sky to find himself. In terms of builds, look at the damage from Vladdy as well. I mean, we've talked so much about Kalist this year, we've talked about Kana as well, but Vladdy is having an absolute storm over split.
He certainly is.
This guy has been on fine form. Last week he had a 10-1, 10-2 Victor performance. 40 seconds before the Baron and the Elder wear off. Karmine Corp trying to take it all from Vitality in that time. Inhibitor in the mid lane will fall. 30 seconds now remain. Vitality have to back away, and Vladdy It's Valkyrieing forward. He's looking for more. The wave in the bot lane still a little bit of a way away. Karmine Corp might just look to close it out here. Glacial Prison hits, and down goes GiantX. Kana with the shutdown. Lince's with the Cyclone just to try and buy himself a little bit more time. Targamet's going to kill Kazi underneath the towers. Lince's next up. Targum won't even fall. Karmine Corp once again looking for the clean ace. Vitality unable to do anything. Vladdy dives in and Hilly dies. Karmine Corp with the comeback of the split to take down Vitality.